India's aviation sector is facing turbulence, not due to bad weather but because of new safety rules. These rules, called FDTL norms, have triggered pilot shortages, caused massive flight disruptions, and even raised financial red flags for India's largest airlines, IndiGo. In this video, I shall break down what FTTL norms are, what are the new rules change, why airlines are struggling, how Indigo landed in the crisis, and why Moody's says this is credit negative. In this, before moving into the discussion, I have a disclaimer that I do not have any buy, sell, hold recommendation with this particular video. This video is made absolutely for the academic purpose. If any viewer has any interest, investment, or whether investment or trading, he can check with his registered advisor or can take his own call. Another one declaration that I do not have any political motive to make this video. I'm not politically biased or politically inclined. I just will try to bring out the truth in this particular video. So stay tuned for an unbiased discussion, specifically from the market point of view. Let's begin. Now the first question is FDTL. What is FDTL? FDTL stands for Flight Duty Time Limitation. The Director General of Civil Aviation, I refer it as DGCA. DGCA mandated safety rules that define how many hours a pilot can fly, how long a pilot can be on duty, how many night landings are allowed, how much rest is mandatory between flights, limits designed purely to prevent pilot fatigue, which is one of the biggest risks to flight safety worldwide. Simply put, FDTL keeps pilots safe, and so passengers stay safe. Now, what has changed under the FDTL rules? DGCA has tightened the norms significantly. Key changes are weekly rest increased from 36 hours earlier to 48 hours now. Night landing has now capped to 2, earlier it used to be 6. Continuous night duties restricted for maximum 2 consecutive nights, and also mandatory fatigue reporting, quarterly fatigue reporting to the DGCA. These rules improve safety, but they also increase the number of pilots required. Because pilots will now rest more and fly less, airlines need more pilots to fly similar, or let's say to operate the same number of flights. So this has triggered scheduling challenges, short notice crew unavailability, a spike in pilot demand, pressure on airlines to hire and train more crew. Airlines asked for time and DGCA granted it. Now there is a political allegation that government brought the changes, and that's why this entire mess happened. So on this is absolutely politically biased statement. Let me tell you, uh, this tightening of the norm, or let's say giving more rest uh, close to international norm, was required for the pilot safety. And as it was intimated a year back, and DGCA have gave airlines several months to prepare for this. Phase 1 starts in July 2025, final phase ends in November 2025. This grace period is meant for airlines to recruit new pilots, upgrade rostering system, stabilize crew planning. But despite this extra time, one Indigo ran into a turbulence. Now, question is, officials from Indigo made DGCA on December 1st, just 2 days before the large scale disruption began. But during this meet, the airline did not mention any difficulty in implementing the new FDTL norms. The government is now investigating why the airline stayed silent, why it took almost a month to report a problem, whether the airlines misjudged or misinterpreted the situation, if it failed to plan despite knowing the norms well in advance. This has put the entire situation under scrutiny. Now, Moody's, the credit rating organization, international credit rating organization, Moody's has flagged Indigo's recent disruption as credit negative. What does it mean? It means harmful for its long term financial stability. Long term financial stability is under red flag of Indigo. Now, because and also why? Because the flight cancellation have caused massive revenue losses, payouts, compensation costs, and a possible DGCA penalty. All of these could weigh heavily on the parent company's credit profile. Issue is serious now with flight cancellations, pilot shortage, angry passengers, regulatory pressure, financial risks flagged by Moody's. Like this situation suddenly required lots of pilots, more pilots, as now same number of pilots can fly less, so operating time goes down. So naturally, to keep companies, or let's say operators operation time same, you need more pilots. And pilots are is such a profession where candidates are not readily available. There are very limited number of people who comes into this particular profession. And again, within pilot training, there are platform specific training, specific expertise concept. Means Boeing is a type of Boeing has is a platform, and Airbus is a platform. Now, a pilot trained on Boeing platform is supposed to fly only Boeing, not Airbus. And similarly, a pilot trained on Airbus is supposed to fly Airbus, not Boeing. So, this platform specific training or expertise comes into play in this regard. Portfolio of Indigo is more filled with Airbus flights. So, whatever it is, the final take is new FDTL rules are designed for safety and they bring India closer to global aviation standards. But for airlines, especially Indigo, adapting the new rules require better planning, more pilots, transparent communications with regulator. The coming months will reveal whether airlines can adjust smoothly, or if India's skies will face more turbulence. If you find this video informative, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.